Closing costs. What are they and who pays for them? Happy Monday, everyone. It's a little chilly here in Florida, so I'm wearing my trusty flannel to stay warm for today's video. Just so you know, today's video is going to be very buyer focused. We're going to be discussing closing costs, breaking out what they are and the different ways to pay for them anytime you purchase real estate. Closing costs are fees that are paid at closing for any real estate transaction. Both a buyer and seller are going to have their own individual closing costs that are comprised of different fees. As a rule of thumb, buyers' closing costs add up to between 3 and 4% of the property's purchase price. To give you a better understanding of these costs, I'm going to show you an example of a loan estimate which you can get from your lender, and it's going to outline all of the costs that you are going to be expected to pay at closing and each month, which is going to make up your mortgage. Here is a loan estimate on a $315,000 purchase. On the left side, you're going to see all the lender associated fees, things like origination charges, appraisal fee, credit report, order of a survey, and then you're going to see some title work on there. On the right side, you're going to see other costs that are associated with closing costs, things like homeowner's insurance, mortgage insurance, prepaid interest, property taxes, if there's an HOA. Then the two are combined to give you your total estimated amount at closing, and in this instance, it's just under $11,000. Now that you know what these costs are and how much you are expected to bring to closing, is there any way to get out of paying all of these costs? The answer is yes. Most buyers have heard of seller paid closing costs, but what does that actually look like in a transaction and how is it written on a contract? You would purchase a property for $300,000. Your closing costs would be $10,000, making your cash to close $10,000 plus whatever your down payment may be. In this scenario, you would purchase for $310,000, ask the seller to contribute $10,000 towards your closing costs, which is going to net the seller $300,000, which is the same offer as before, bringing your cash to close $0 for closing costs plus whatever your down payment may be. For partial closing costs credit, you would purchase at $305,000, ask the seller to contribute $5,000 towards your closing costs, netting the seller the same at $300,000, bringing your cash to close $5,000 plus whatever your down payment may be. It's important to understand that anytime closing costs are incorporated into a transaction, you're essentially inflating the property's value, hoping that it appraises, and then financing that amount as well. After analyzing the last 6 months of real estate data, it turns out that on average, roughly 28% of those transactions had some sort of seller concessions included. Now, looking a little bit further, the price range between $100,000 and $300,000, that number increased to 31% of those transactions. So to say that seller concessions are common in our marketplace would be a true statement. I hope you now have a better understanding of closing costs. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and make sure to share this video with anyone you know that is looking to buy or curious about real estate, or just someone that is a fellow flannel friend. I appreciate you watching, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next Monday. Bella, seriously?